well before it goes.
No, I don't.
There's recording.
I've started recording, yes.
Yeah, I can see that. I can't see it on Facebook when it goes on Facebook. That's all. Anyway.
Okay.
I will give you a 3, 2, 1 before I hit live.
And I'm muting, so.
Will it go on time though, Kate?
It normally does after I click the button, yeah. It's just
okay, all right.
That beforehand bit that takes
all right, cool.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hey Tim, I'm coming to you. Live from San Francisco today. Do you like that background?
I can see it. Yeah, I can see that. It's probably the only travel we get to do these days.
I know.
I was having a bit of a slide night, we used to call them, the other day, trying to do a trip through Italy.
How beautiful.
What I had.
Yes, well, I am meant to be in the Greek islands about now, but we don't talk about that. But yes, I'm actually out and about in the city today, so I am coming to you from my phone. So my apologies for that. Now we are still waiting for some clarification from Treasury on the detail around the $25,000 construction grant, aren't we?
Yes, we are. You remember, you would have seen Utopia, and where they just announce things and then they move on, and also reminds me also of Yes Minister. I always query whether or not those shows are comedies or documentaries, and this hasn't resolved that for me, I assure you. So we know the announcement, but exactly how it all comes together, where you had those giant question marks over it. So we are, as you know, trying to get some clarity on it, where it fits in with what we do, and stimulus is in the market. But we're yet to find out. I think the bureaucrats promising one in a week or so, is it?
Yeah, 1 to 2 weeks. They're telling me the National Partnership Agreement is being signed within the next fortnight, and we should have some detail after that. So hopefully by the end of next week, we should be, at the latest, we should be able to share with everybody.
Yeah, hopefully.
So we are planning our awards for excellence. We are planning them on October 30. Make a note in your diary, because that is also my birthday, and I do expect a birthday cake on the night. I'm just putting it out there. But
you're the one that threw it up to your birthday, didn't you? So
exactly.
Yeah. So
exactly. But so that's the intent, is that we are going to hold the event on October 30. So fingers crossed that the government lets us make that happen.
And at the Star.
At the Star, yeah.
That was great there last year. Pamela did an excellent job. So hopefully we can get a good crowd like we did, if we're allowed to do it, because they're a wonderful night. Yeah,
fingers crossed. Now, we've been talking to some of our property managers, and they are actually getting some favourable responses through NCAT. One of the PMs that I spoke to yesterday, it did take 6 weeks, but they have got a tenant who has been told they need to move out within a week. Because of arrears. So there is progress happening at NCAT, which is good. Love to hear from any of the property managers out there about what they're experiencing.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good invitation. So I'll just echo that, because we would like to know if it is taking 6 weeks. But if people are getting it quicker than that, can you let us know also? Because obviously when something goes bad in your world, you speak up. But if things don't, you don't. So I'd like to know whether or not that 6 weeks is the norm, or whether or not they're just the exceptions we're hearing. That's not good enough. 6 weeks is not good enough.
No, not when the tenant was 65 days in arrears, right? So anyway, new training options. We've got some new training options coming out of the REI. Tell me about those.
Yeah, so we're, as I guess the viewers, as we have here, Paul Hogan used to say, hello viewers, but people would know that we've branched out into some other areas. Now we're looking in the short term to be bringing in this format some training for our business owners. So some financial literacy training, some understanding about what is appropriate debt levels, and that sort of thing, about making quality business decisions. And I think my experience with people is that most people can make good business decisions. That's my experience. But most people, unfortunately, don't have the data in front of them or don't understand the data.
It. Yep.
To be able to make those decisions. So that's where we're going to try and have some input into that and to lift people's skill level. And that's great for everybody, because it's great for a business owner, because the viability of their business is stronger. It's good for their people, because they know that the decisions that are being made guarantee them the tenure of their job, etc., etc. So we are going to step into that space. I think there is a great need for it, and that's where we're going.
Yeah, I completely agree. There's a massive need for it. So that's awesome news. And of course, we should remind everybody that we've got the wonderful Lee Woodward on at 11 o'clock. Our webinar is at 11 a.m. tomorrow. How can it possibly be Friday again tomorrow? Now, you're also concerned that a lot of business owners are missing out on some of the incentives or assistance, I guess, that the government's providing, in particular that $10,000 option.
Yeah, that's true. So for small business, yet again, another government announcement, but this one seems a little easier. So it'll be on our EDM that'll go out following this as it does. And if people just go and click on the link that'll be in there, it'll give you some guidance about how to apply and whether or not you meet the criteria. But on the basis that don't ask, don't get, if you see the link and you click on it, fill in the details, send it off. Worst case, you've wasted 10 minutes of your time. Best case is you get $10,000. So
and I know some agents have already claimed it. So it is absolutely, there are plenty of people out there getting it. So if you have not had a go yet, absolutely give that a whirl.
Yeah, give it a roll, because most of our people, as you well know, are small business.
Yes, they certainly are. We've got another committee meeting coming up with the P2P program, so hopefully we'll be able to advise next steps and outcomes from that very, very soon.
Yes,
and
that is absolutely critical that we do that.
Yeah, I completely agree. And you're of the view that agents coming out of COVID are going to come out a little bit differently than we went in. What do you mean?
Yeah, look, I think we're all going to come out of this differently. And we've been talking about one of the big winners is going to be the regional areas and this sort of stuff. So we are going to be different. We're going to be obviously working from home more and a variety of other things. But the technology is something where I think we can add more value to the relationship that we have between our principal and the agent, and I think that's going to come out of it. And I think the institutes have a responsibility to actually provide agents with the means to be able to bring more value to the transaction. And when you and I went to Inman last year, it feels like 1,000 years ago also. But when we went over there, the thing that came through to me was that the technology can either be a threat or a tool, and if we use it as a tool, we can bring more value to the transaction. And and I think that's where the Institute is going to be focusing some of its energy now, is in bringing agents out of COVID to empower them to be able to bring more services, more value to the transaction. And that's where I think we have to go if we are to survive and prosper.
Yep, I absolutely agree. There's no doubt at all. All right, anything else before we head off for the afternoon?
No, I think that is more than enough, and we can go and get ourselves ready for a Friday.
Yeah, woohoo! All right, I'll see you on the webinar with Lee tomorrow.
Yes, you will. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, me too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.